so we're going to restock a little bit here. We've got Gorantor Castle sort of acting as our headquarters for this looter army here. Indeed, we have an army comprised entirely of kind of scrubby bandits, bushwackers, and looters. We've got a bunch of guys that were injured in previous fights, and look at the posse we have here defending the castle. Now it's actually overfilled. I just have these troops here to make sure that our looter army here doesn't get besieged and overwhelmed. We're just using this as a little bandit base, right? These bandits actually have a castle. These guys are drinking the good wine, and these guys are living the good life here as we rampage about the countryside. So again, welcome back again to another episode of Tactical Enlightenment. This YouTube channel is dedicated to all things Bannerlord related, and especially in looters rampaging across the countryside here. We have, it's not entirely looters. You see we have 4 or 5 companions with us. We can do some upgrades here. Some of these I'm hesitant to do, whoa, including this. This guy is like an elite unit, although it says a bandit. So you know what? Fuck it. We're going to upgrade some of these. Actually, let's just upgrade all of those. We'll add some higher end bandits to this army here. A few more cavalry. We've got a Vlandian peasant that's like an odd duckling with our army as well. And we continue to look for victims in the countryside. What's this? We have an Aserai fucking raiding Gorantor. You motherfucker. Raiding our villages. It's our job to raid villages. And okay, this is a serious force here. They've got a bunch of archers. They've got horse archers. There's the Sultan, Guzid, the Sultan. But we want to fight here at Gorantor Castle. We're going to ambush this force. Of course, I know they're coming straight for us. Ikadria. Yeah, such a pleasant surprise. Well, you're about to be unpleasantly surprised here by our looter army. She has quite a few cavalry and ranged units, so we will use strategy here. I think we're going to be fighting in this town. We will take advantage of that fact and hopefully add her to our harem. Yeah, we are fighting in a village here. And we do have some good archers now, right? With these, what are they? Forest bandits. I think they're tier 4. They're definitely some of the best tier 4, tier 3, or tier 4 archers in the game. I've heard other people talk about them, so we're going to put them to use here. Now, we have a bunch of low-level cavalry, and I'd say a bunch. We have 14, so we'll use them in a shield wall. And we have this group of skirmishers. I think they're brigands is the unit. We've been slowly acquiring these. A lot of them are prisoners that we've taken just from attacking other bandit parties. We're consolidating, right? We're doing a little Batman aggressive expansion, right? We're going to do some upgrades here of some of these units into the point where we have a decent little army so we can perform some tactics. Now I want 2 archer divisions here because of these little cow pens or crop rows or whatever you want to call them. We're going to divide them, let's see, we've got a cav division, 3 infantry divisions, and one of them is essentially a skirmisher division that has some shields. So those guys, you know, that gives us some chance to do a modicum of tactics here as we welcome this Aserai force to battle. I'm going to put this infantry division, if you can call it that, this looter division out in front. They can throw their little turds. They have these little rocks that kind of look like they're throwing, you know, hardened turds from the pig pen. And then let's put another infantry division. Oh, let's put archers here. Let's get the sick spread out in this big farming implement area. And then let's put an infantry division behind this cavalry in a square. Basically, hoping to do a little shield and shock, right? We're gonna do some shock troops behind our cavalry, just like we would in a normal battle. Starting to get to the stage where this little tiny looter army can actually do some real tactics here. So we've got separation of forces, we've got ranged units that are protected pretty well here, even though half these fucking guys are barefoot. I guess they can't afford shoes. Hence, we're going to start robbing every single caravan, attacking every single vulnerable noble around, and taking their shoes. We need some shoes. And here they come. These are Aserai Ferris and other javelin throwing Aserai. Fuck you. Get out of here, horse archers. We're not tolerating any horse archers shooting our fucking troops. And of course, we're going to lose a lot of this third corps, right? These guys are our shock troops. They're out in front, bravely throwing their turds. Our cav line is doing a nice job. These guys don't even have shields, but they're holding their pokey stick. And that hopefully is going to slow down the enemy cav charge. Of course, these horse pens are farming. Oops, sorry, dude, hit that guy with the sword. These little farming areas actually do pretty well for slowing down enemy heavy cav. And once they're slowed down, of course, these guys are fucking dead, man. In fact, that guy's looter beat down in progress, right? Oops, looks like their infantry line. It's not very big infantry line, but it's here. Let's charge these bitches. The skirmishers here are unloading their javelins. The units are all bound up. Of course, my main character is wearing rags with the rest of these looters. Kind of like our Peasants Revolt. And for those wondering, it's just not a new Peasants Revolt. This is just a little fun side series. We're just seeing what units we can kill with our looters. These fucks are trying to kite. We're going to chase them down here, smash them with our hammer. Let's get the 4th, 3rd, and 1st up here. Oh shit. Take some cover behind this wagon. Things have gotten dicey suddenly. We've got our throwing knives though, and we can duck for cover. Throw and duck. They got master archers here and shit. I don't know if our looters can handle those guys, but into battle they and me go. Of course, I got this fucking tough infantryman blocking everything. Now we're free. Let's rip some archers up here. Some of their infantry clearly look like they're running. I've got looters in here chasing after the undisciplined cowardice troops of this Aserai lord. And it's already looking bad. I just looked up at the power bar. This Aserai force has been butchered. They didn't just lose, we mauled them. And I can't help but wonder how much of this is that forest bandits. Is that guy on our side? I can't tell. I do apologize for the matching uniforms. We will try to fight some non-Aserai forces in this series as we chase this Aserai force off the map. The only way you can tell who's who right now is that we have the troops that all look like they went shopping yesterday and got free clothes, right? They went down to their local homeless assistance location and got some free clothes. The rest of the enemy troops are scattering, and our looters remain undefeated. Whoops, they got one little ass guy here fucking rampaging around. The guys are all throwing their shit at him, throw their turds at him like those monkeys in a zoo. And once we chase this guy down, we will continue. So this is just going to be, again, a side series. Don't expect more than 2-3 episodes. I think he ran off the map. He did. He routed. These noblemen routed. We're just having fun with this. I find it highly amusing to beat the shit out of nobles with looters all splattered in blood all over their fucking... They're literally wearing shit like torn rags and stuff like that. They've got farming implements. They've got picks and hoes and scythes and shit like that. And this Aserai force, a pretty strong Aserai force, gets fucking totally destroyed. Oh shit, not completely totally destroyed. Evidently these cowards are coming back. They're trying to ambush here. They're trying to use some Bush League fucking tactics here. They're gonna run, and then when they ask for mercy, they're gonna try to ambush again. So we're gonna kill them now. It's time for extreme fucking destruction, prejudiced assault here. Let's get units fucking stretched out here on the side of these fucking bitches. Let's get some archer flanking fire. We can charge them with cav, get these infantry divisions charging, and we're going to put this force away. Now, I don't know if we're actually going to try to siege any castles with this. I don't imagine looters can actually siege a castle, right? They have literally no armor. Every single archer will just shoot them to pieces, but we shall see. I do have maybe 300 looters in this series, and I'm going to try to recruit some more, right? We're going to... Yeah, look at this guy. Come and beat him, boys. I'm just going to watch this guy get beat to death by looters. Kill that guy. Fucking beautiful. Anytime I can, I'm going to disable enemy lords so that these looters can give them the beat down, right? We want these guys to get some revenge. We want them to get their hands dirty. And of course, I'll protect myself as necessary. I don't have very good armor, so I can't just fly in recklessly all the time. And another force bites the dust here. So capture some of these units. Of course, we will recruit prisoners. We're looking for prisoners in particular. I'd love to find a bunch of sea raiders and stuff like that. In fact, that brings to mind, look at, they all look miserable when they're taken prisoner by looters. That brings to mind another thing. We are probably going to head north here. I don't want to have the same battleground over and over for this little mini series. And I know there's a location in the north near Varcheg and Revel where there's some sea raiders. Some sea raiders would be a nice addition to our looter army here. I know that's not really a truly a looter. Now there's a Vlandian force nearby. 103, 49. Yeah, we can fight. Engaging Zuvan. Come get some. We've got a bunch of guys injured. We only have 9 healthy looters here, but we can do some more upgrades. Look at this shit. 34 force bandits. So, yeah, I think that'll work, right? We'll upgrade some of these archers. Pretty soon we're going to have a potent army here. Now, I'm not going to upgrade, obviously, beyond sort of Looterville. We're not going to... even the Harami or whatever they are, they look kind of like a foot, like a horseman. This looks like a sister of the gal we just took. You trying to rescue your sister? They're always shocked when we don't fucking surrender. Come get some. Siafan. Fucking stupid ass name. Take you captured just like your fucking dipshit princess. Alright. So, you know, we could fight at the edge of the map here, but I don't want to do that over and over again. So we're going to tempt fate a little bit here. We're going to fight in the open field. We're going to use a peekaboo ridge and try to destroy the enemy with standard foot troop tactics. Even though we've got raggedy guys wearing sheepskin and shit. Now we've got a bunch of forest bandits, right? That's what they're called. These guys are good. They're savage archers. We're ready to fight in the open field. In fact, the power bar has us almost even though we have mostly looters and forest bandits and fucking brigands and shit like that. It says a lot about the strength, I think, of the forest bandits. All right, so I'm looking for a ridge here, and this is, you know, Peekaboo Ridge. This is classic stuff here, and you can identify one in almost every battlefield, but obviously some are better. You want it to be relatively steep. This is not very steep, so this is right on the margin of being something that we can use, but nevertheless, we're going to try to do precisely that. I see you spreading some troops out here, infantry, if you can call them shock troops, behind our shield walls. They have quite a bit of cavalry, which we're hoping we can bait these guys into action at the beginning here, because of course if we can annihilate their cavalry, this force will have no mobility, and then we can flank and destroy at our will. They're pouring in, so let's form some squares, right? Some brigand and looter squares. These guys are suddenly turning highly disciplined with victory. That's what victory does for you, right? It's said that the English, after the Battle of Blenheim, when they finally defeated the so-called unbeatable French, all of a sudden all the French people suddenly became very martial, right? Everybody's like, all the merchants were like, wait a minute, fuck yeah, we support this war. We might expand kingdom. We might get fucking, we might get all kinds of, you know, benefits from the French. We might even obtain new land, colonies. Yeah. Suddenly we're very martial. It's amazing what victory does for you, right? Blenheim was one of the biggest turning battles of the 18th century. In fact, it happened, I think, right about 1700. I think that was Marlborough. That was one of the first huge wins by the Duke of Marlborough. Marlborough. I don't say it very well. And just... I'm going to have to slow-mo that. That guy got obliterated. Not quite sure what happened there, but that was hilarious. All right, so they're archers here. Let's pull these guys back. See, their archers can't shoot at us. So those cavalry had no support. And this is a classic Peekaboo Ridge. Now, our guys are shooting, but they don't actually like the angle. The enemy's kind of got... And they're kind of holding a line there. Let's try to get... Let's not play too passive here. I think with their cav destroyed, we can mangle these forces. Although they have a few more horsemen here. Let's get some units to their flank, right? Let's pull archers. We've got 2 divisions of archers here. That's their lord. She's running around cowardice. Let's get archers to this enemy's right flank. We can pull archers over here. That'll expose them somewhat. We will do it, of course, in combination with infantry charging, right? This is looters charging, but all of this is just going to be a distraction to get our 6th Corps over to this side. It's our left, the enemy's right. Let's go ahead and move these guys in. We can also have the 5th Corps advance. That way they get good line of sight. We're going to suffer some losses here. That looks like a bunch of sharpshooters and shit like that. And we are charging with looters. But right about here, if I can get archers, maybe even around the edge of this bowl in case they kite, then we should be able to... Let me fucking scatter some of these guys too. Just get in here and fucking disrupt their fucking archers some. If these archers get, yeah, they're gonna get this angle on them. As soon as these guys come off the side here, they're gonna have a nice angle, flanking angle on the enemy. The 5th Corps can be told to pour in, and look at where we can position these guys. Right behind the enemy, right on the enemy's weak flank. They're killing our brigands and looters and shit like that, but they're about to have a very unpleasant experience from these archers. I'm going to charge from down here just so we can watch the immolation. They're just going to get fucking absolutely strafed. They're insta-dying. And there's some basic... Well, I don't think you call that basic, but fairly basic archer tactics, right? Just fucking hold in place and strafe. Our bandits here are beating down their tier 6 infantry or tier 5 infantry. It's 5 guys crushing each guy. And only their lord remains. Kill this bitch. I thought you guys were good archers. You can't take her out? Well, yeah, the enemy is fleeing. You have won the battle. I wonder if she's still going to be there. Sometimes when they flee, there's one lord sitting there. If that's the case, we will capture her, right? I think she will be highly encumbered, and we will be able to chase her down. Any prisoners here? Not one fucking prisoner we could recruit. Again, I'm not going to recruit normal troop prisoners. I'm not going to do all the upgrades too. Like I'm hesitant to just instantly have an elite army. So I might sort of, I know that's strange, but I might sort of upgrade as I need to, right? If the force we're fighting is enormously strong, we will upgrade. If it's something like that, or like this, there's one gal, she's just stunned here. She doesn't know what to do. Holding, yeah, well, you hold on there. Oh, yeah, I remember you. Come with us. We've got some shackles for you. You can ride behind our looters. Actually, no, she's not riding behind. She's going to walk behind our looters. Maybe we'll even have her carry all their goods, carry all their loot. I'm going to dismount this bitch, and then our looters can beat her down. Here, I've got a fucking throwing knife for you. Insta-horse kill right in the head. And now our looters, actually the forest bandits are just going to execute her. She's just going to get shot to death. In the future, I think we'll let some of our looters have some practice. Her face just smeared in blood. Made a bad mistake challenging this looter army there, lady. Come with us. As soon as you're conscious, you can help carry our dirty laundry. Actually, all of our laundry is dirty, so just carry our clothes. She doesn't look real thrilled about that prospect. We don't need any loot. We've got some food. We've got some beer. I mean, what more could a guy need at this stage, right? Food and beer. So all fed, ate all their food, drank most of their beer. We're keeping a little beer for our next victory here, and we venture off. Reloaded with even more looters and other troops from our little castle here. 50 forest bandits. And now we've got a train of women that's becoming our harem, like it or not. And our looters in search for our next victims. We got some random northern army. This gal is clearly engaging, and we're not going to be able to get away. So we're a little bit beat up, and this is a very large force. Yeah, I'll tell you who you fight. You fight a bunch of angry looters, lady. These guys have been persecuted and shoved into the gut of their whole life. And they are eager to fight. Now, this is quite a force. Legionnaires, 11. Yeah, this is a no-joke force. So, this is going to take some tactics. This is going to take some strategy. Hopefully, it's this bridge area battle. In this area near Ortesia, there's some really interesting maps. In particular, there's one with a bunch of bridges. And this is the map. So, I'm in a strange location. Actually, I want to use this bridge area to our left. Or that far area. There's a land bridge way over there, so we're going to head over there. We don't have any reinforcements coming. This is our whole army. That's a nice component of this series. We've got you know, almost 100 archers now at this stage, right? So we're getting, as the U.S. military, like air superiority, right? We have air superiority, medieval air superiority, and of course what I mean by that is archers. They have a lot of cavalry. That's a major problem. In fact, they have a lot of horse archers, which is not good. We're not going to be able to fight at that bridge, so we will fight at this other bridge. They've got a bunch of horse archers. I'm going to disable as many of these guys as I can on my own. Zuvan's going to play superhero in this episode, or at least in this battle, and try to unseat some of these riders. Now, I do have the RTS mod, so if Zuvan goes down, of course, we can just assume Brayden or Varag or one of our other raggedy companions. But these fucks right here, shit, fucking juked at the last second. These guys are a major problem. I think these are outriders or other tier 4 or tier 5 horse archers. Yeah, these guys are real opponents here. You know, and that's going to be fun in this little side series. We're going to sort of continue to look for more challenging opponents, right? This is a very real army we're facing here, including motherfuckers trying to gun down our looters here. Gotta fucking throw an axe for you, bitch. Let's beat this guy down looter style. They got 3 or 4 horse archers in here now, and I gotta worry how many more are coming. We're gonna continue to try to reposition here, though. I'm trying to drag looters over to this guy to kill them. They're not obeying, though. Can't really count on looters to be that disciplined. I gotta dial my throwing swords in here. Yeah, there we go. Beat this guy to death. There you go. Get some revenge, boys. Of course, I'm fucking around, but I can't lose too many looters here just trying to fuck around early in this battle. Alright, so this is going to work, this bridge here. We've got, well, like I said, we've got air superiority. I know you're in here somewhere. Yeah, we've got lots of archers. I think force bandits have 2 quivers, too, so they're going to be able to throw or shoot arrows for a long time. We've got 2 different divisions, so we'll be able to get flanking fire on the enemy. We've got a small skirmisher division, these guys with shields. A handful of those guys have javelins, maybe 10 or 15 guys have javelins. We've got 2 divisions of looters, and we have a cav division. And we're facing 150 infantry, heavy cav, and horse archers. Bring it. I will be the Punisher here at the front lines. These horse archers want to come in one at a time. Very poor decision. More horse archers are coming. Thank goodness they're not all coming at once. They're kind of trickling in 3, 4 at a time. Obviously, if there were 50 horse archers shooting at us, we would get ripped apart. I want to save our archers for the main push, right? There's going to be a large push of infantry, and it's slowly coming. There's some guys at the front here. Let's start positioning units. 1st, 3rd, and 4th are our infantry divisions, and we have this 4th division with a mix of shields and skirmishers. So there's looters in that division too, of course. We have lots of looters. No shortage of looters, and we'll send them towards the front. Try to kill as many legionnaires as I can. Of course, Zuvan's going to have to be active in this battle, but we need to be tactically smart more than anything here. Here comes heavy cav. Let's start lighting these guys up. Cav here at the bridge to slow down enemy cav charges. We're definitely going to lose a lot of that division right away. That's just a fact of life. Let's get an archer division to a flank. Fuck, they have cav on our flank. Don't know where they came from. Let's get cav to block those guys instead. I know that's pulling away from the bridge defense, but I can't have our flanks just ripped up by cavalry. Let's get some infantry in the front here. I love calling looters and telling them to make a shield wall. They don't have shields. We'll open up the center here for the enemy. That way we can pinch them. Now we give them hell. And you're giving them hell with, you know, farm implements, sickles and whatnot. We'll do a little bit of kiting, I think. The 4th Division is firing in their javelins. That's good. Let's kite these 2 divisions back. Let's get the 4th pulled back. That way these archers can work a little bit longer. The 1st and 3rd are already at 20 guys. pull them back just a bit here. That cav division's almost destroyed over there. Fuck. All right, charge. Both these guys got to charge. Let's get in here. And of course, I'm going to fly in here and try to interrupt as many of these javelin guys as I can. I think these javelin guys will be instantly fatal to any looter. One javelin is all it'll take. Our archers are ripping it up, and their archers are playing coward in this battle. They're way back on the bridge. Evidently, they're afraid to engage here as their enemy clashes. Their enemy vanguard just arrived. So it's getting ugly here. Looters are fighting desperately for their lives and for their enemy's money, right? We're going to take all their loot. There are looters after all. We're here for loot. And we envelop that force. They've still got some cav here. Obviously, any one of these guys can one-shot our units. But we're all in a square. We're all kind of glommed up together. Oh, shit. Fucker. And the enemy's getting ripped apart. They're like fleeing. The archers are like panic fleeing. They should have attacked earlier on. That hesitation, I think, is going to be fatal for them. We still have a good amount of shields here. Charge. Let's charge with looters. Brigands fucking flinging their turds at the enemy. You guys should not charge the square. Crushed. Need a horse here. Pardon me, pardon me. Alright, let's move in aggressively and make sure these archers can't set up on the other side of the ridge. It looks like they have a handful of cavalry. We're not letting these guys set up. This is a situation here where we got to get in quick before they can start getting range damage on us. It looks like they want to flee. Their behavior is right in between fight, or like they're literally experiencing that collision of fight or flight, right? These guys do not know what they want to do, and we're going to try to encourage flight. It's not that I don't want to fight these guys, but I don't want to lose 50 looters to casualties. Of course, we're going to lose a lot of looters. Now, like I said, we'd have about 300 between a couple castles. I actually have a castle way up north that I want to go to probably after this episode. It's Ostakel Castle. I used to actually keep bandits there because they were cheap in my campaign. We might have more force bandits there. I know we have some sea raiders, and we have looters as well. And I just did that just because they're so cheap, right? You might think that's strange to keep bandits in a campaign, but bandits are cheap, right? It is a cheap way of defending cities, and a lot of times they're free to acquire, right? They simply join your force when you engage them. So this is perilous here for Zuvan, but I don't give a fuck. We're charging these guys off the map here. Gonna pound a few more. Kill this legionnaire. He's getting stabbed by fucking brigands. And of course, hopefully when we go up north, we'll be able to take some more sea raiders into our service here. Take some more fucking looters, take some more, any bandits, right? I'm not going to be taking in minor clans, no lake rats, none of that shit. And again, not playing this out like a real campaign. We're not going to be trying to manage our money and conquer the whole map and diplomacy and shit like that. We're strictly interested in pounding the shit out of the enemy. We're going to fight some battles here against probably increasingly larger foes. I don't know. Maybe we'll get to the point where we can challenge an army of 1,000. Wouldn't that be amazing, with looters and fucking forest bandits and sea raiders to challenge an army of 1,000? In fact, I think that just became my goal. We're looking for a four-figured opponent for these fucking straggly looters to finish off here, and I will consider this little side series complete. I mean, we devastated this force. We lost a quarter of our units. Only 5 deaths is really good considering the level of these units. That's a very fortunate rate. Some luck involved there for sure. And only one force bandit out of 50 were knocked unconscious. I mean, that is textbook destruction. Come with us, Melin. They all seem to have a stroke face. When we take them prisoner, if you don't know what that means, when you have a stroke, what happens is half of your muscles lose coordination, usually on one side of the body, and so people have sort of a tilted face. You know, part of their face will sag to the side, a sort of textbook sign of a stroke. And that's what all of these lords look like when we tell them, come with us. These looters are taking you prisoner here. So we're getting a little autosave, but I'm going to call this episode a wrap here. If you're enjoying this series, let me know. If you don't enjoy this series, let me know, right? If this is just a waste of your time, I'd appreciate the feedback. You can just leave a comment. If you don't have time for a comment, just put the down arrow, fellas. I appreciate you guys, and I will see you next time.